Hello again. It was awesome to see the response from the first video. It was very, very cool, getting a lot of messages and comments saying how much people liked it. It made me very happy. I'm glad people are as excited about this thing as I am. So yeah, I really want to get started on this series, give me a lot of motivation to just get cracking on this thing and see how it goes. So as I mentioned last video, we're going to start with the surface rust. Obviously everything on the roof, but I've gone around and marked out all the other smaller parts on the car that weren't as obvious but definitely need to be done. Pretty much how we're going to do it, we're going to start with some 120 grit sandpaper and just get rid of any loose rust or loose paint. Not that there is any loose paint flaking. And then we will go ahead and hit it with some soapy water just to clean it up, let it dry, and then we'll hit it with some rust converter. This is just some super cheap auto rust converter. It was cheap. It doesn't need to be anything too fancy for this, so basically this will just turn it back to a primer and should be dry pretty quickly, and I'm hoping that will be it. That should sort us out for rust. There is a lot, so I'm not sure if we'll get through all of it today, but we'll definitely do our best. So yeah. Now I've marked out all the extra spots with these little white dots, and as you can see, it's just where obviously the sanding has gone a bit too far and we end up with stuff like this, mainly on edges and little random spots, but there is quite a few little itty bitty spots of rust that we will need to sort out. Obviously quite obvious where it all is on the roof, but that's all fine. Yeah, just these little spots that just need to be done while we're on the topic of sorting out rust. So yeah. Making good progress. Obviously the sanding's very much helped with a lot of that rust, a lot smoother now. So yeah, I think the roof is pretty much ready to go, but I think we will get everything else done before we hit it with a bit of a wash. You can see here, obviously the previous sanding went very close to bare metal, so there's a lot of bare metal there and a lot up along this edge here, which is no surprise, but that's all good. All the more reason why we're doing this, to cover that back up. Is now sanded. I've gotten pretty much everything, I think, I hope. So I mean, if we find more, there's stuff in the door sills that I think will probably need to be done, but we might just wait until a later date to do that. But now we're on to the second part, so now it needs a wash. The most I've done in terms of that is I've rinsed this car the weekend after I got it, but this is the first time it's probably getting a proper wash, so I might actually see what colour it used to look like, which will be something similar to whatever's on the tailgate. But yeah, let's give it a go. We'll move it now, get a good wash, and then we'll have to wait for it to dry. Right, let's move this thing. Hopefully it starts. Well, it starts still. It's a bit It's a bit rough, but it definitely needs a service. Alright, well, let's get to washing it then. The car's now dry, so we're going to start doing the rust converter. I've done a few test coats on the front here. Ugly black spots, but it's better than have the whole car rusting away. Pretty simple. I think we're going to hit with about 2 coats. Seems to be the best, but pretty simple stuff. We'll just yeah, do some long continuous lines for these pieces up along here, where it just stretches the whole way along and down the middle of the doors. I think we actually will have enough to get this all done today. It was didn't take me as long as I thought, so yeah, we'll start getting into it. The thing that actually, after giving the car a wash, is like this blue. It doesn't really pick up on camera that well, but like it's really nice. Every time I keep seeing this original color on it, it makes me want to paint it this blue again. So it's very nice. I think this with like a cool sparkle through it would be quite nice. Be expensive, but I think it would look really, really good. Anyway. About halfway done now. It's break time though. Tina wafers, very good. They all taste the same, but they're just different colours. I like that about a good treat, because it's just sugar. Whole left side is done. It looks really bad, but it's done. So, cheers. Well, done. That's all for today. Whole car has been converted, so we've got all the spots covered now, so it should pretty much just be a primer essentially. Unfortunately there was a few paint runs in some spots, but I'm not too bothered because we're going to be going over with probably a basic sand again, and we'll primer the car again before we paint it. That's a long way away, so that's all fine, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. This is the first time I've done like something this big by myself. I just being like, all right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. So it was very cool, very fun. I think next time we will probably get into some more mechanical stuff and give the car a service, because it was running pretty badly, and I think the exhaust is well and truly gone, because it's making some very funny noises, a lot of holes in it, and there's some water coming out the back. So I'm hoping that's the exhaust and not something catastrophic, but we'll see. So yeah, that's all for today. See you next time.